Goal setting mastery, going from thoughts to action. This is the 30. Happy New Year to you. Glad you can join us. Well, hello there, gang. Thank you for joining us. Happy New Year, episode 182 of the 30. Again, thank you for joining me on this first episode of 2024. Remember to like and share your broadcasts as we move into our third, going on to our fourth year of broadcasting the 30 for you. Today's topic is goal setting mastery, from thought to action. This is a time when most of us will be setting goals. Most of you would be sitting down or actually have sat down and set your goals for 2024. We talked about this on previous episodes, the importance of setting goals. But today's show, I'm going to walk you through. Actually, if you want to go ahead and I've given you a free download. If you click on the link in the show's broadcast in the description, I've given you a free download, and I'll be covering that on today's episode. But I wanted to tee it up by giving you some numbers. I was reading a study recently by Gallup, and this was a study that was done in December 2022 for those that were setting goals in 2023. But it goes back to 2022, and it says 7 in 10 Americans were likely to set goals for 2023. I bet if they did the study this year, I don't know where that number would be, whether that would be up or down, but I'm going to give you some numbers. I'm going to run through some numbers to basically show you the importance of setting goals and what it looks like out there. As I read and study some of these numbers, it varies. So Gallup give you one set of numbers. I've gone through and I've looked at other numbers which had a lower percentage. But in this particular study, it shows 7 in 10 Americans are likely to set goals for 2023. And this is the breakdown. 33% of those studied back in 2022 were very likely to set goals. 38% were somewhat likely to set goals. 21% not very likely to set goals. And check this out, 9% of those studied were not likely at all to set goals. So those are some numbers according to Gallup, according to the breakdown based on their study from December of 2022. But I'm going to dig in a little further, because on today's show, not only am I going to talk about the numbers and the importance of setting goals. You've heard me talk about that previously in previous episodes. I've had some people on, some peers of mine, some friends of mine that were on last year in December and talk about their goals for 2024. But what I want to do after I go through these numbers is actually take a practical approach. And if you want to download that worksheet, I'm going to walk through how do you actually um, make that come to life. So I'm going to give you some practical ways of making that come to life. You have the sheet which talks about goals, strategy, and action steps. And I'm going to fill in some of the blanks so that you know exactly what to do and how to do it. So going back to that Gallup study, of that list that was studied, as I said, 7 in 10 Americans were likely to set goals for 2023. Of that list, 48% had planned to write them down. 48%. 49% of that list said they will create an action plan that lists the specific steps needed to reach each goal. And you've heard me talk about this a lot on that sheet. I give you 5 specific areas that you can set goals with, whether it's personal, spiritual, financial, community, right? Those are 4. Business, that's another one. Those are 5. So 49% in the study by Gallup said that they will create an action step, not just write the goal down, but they would create an action step that lists the specific steps needed to reach each goal. What does that mean? If you were setting a goal, a personal goal, and you look at this study, 49% said that they would actually write the specific goal down or specific steps down for that goal as to how to reach that goal. All right. Now, check this out. 95% of that list that was studied said they will continue focusing on their goals throughout the year. That's a huge number. That's the largest number that I've seen and that I've read in terms of focusing on their goals. Most people, most of us, if we set the goals, right, and it doesn't come to fruition in a quick amount of time, what happens? We give up on it. I was reading another study that said what are the reasons that people don't set the goals is because they're fearful of setting the goals. But one of the reasons that they don't continue throughout the year is that it becomes too much. It becomes too much for them to execute on their action steps or their goals. So that's why today's topic is from thought to action, because we may think of something, but we need to put it into action. We need to put some things to it, right? Some steps, some strategies to it, and actually execute on it. We don't want to fall into the trap that it becomes too challenging, life gets in the way, they become too busy. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that if we set the goal, we put the strategy behind that goal, and we put the action steps, and that we go ahead and put it into action. We implement what we set out to do. So we don't want to fall into the trap that says, well, life happens, I get busy, I can't reach the goal. So those are some of the reasons why. But let me get back to these numbers, because I thought this study was just fascinating. Right? And I'm a kind of a numbers guy. I'm kind of a nerd, right? When it comes to digging into numbers and really understanding what makes things happen, right? So I'm going to play kind of a nerdy myself, right? So I'm going to play myself tonight and dig into the numbers so that you have the numbers and you can understand what happens in terms of setting goals, why you don't set the goals, and what is the reason or the impact of not setting goals. So the number here we go. Most goal setters fall into 2 groups, that they either likely to or somewhat likely to set goals. Now, of those two groups, about 34% will likely wing it. Wow. That means that they don't write them down. About a third, 34% will likely wing it. So they're not going to, they may set a goal, but they're going to wing it, right? So they set the goal, but they're going to wing it, meaning they don't put action steps, they don't put a strategy together. So here's the goal, and I don't know how I'm going to achieve it. I'm just going to go for it. Well, folks, what's the chances of you achieving that goal if you just wing it? It's very slim. So they're saying that they neither write the goals down or they don't create any action steps to reach it. So they don't have any action steps and no strategies as to how to go about achieving their goal. Another 32% of this group, those that either say that they're very likely or somewhat likely to reach their goals or to write their goals or to set goals, 32% said they are described as diligent planners. 32% says, okay, I'm going to write it down. I am going to have a strategy and I'm going to create action steps around it, around each goal. And that percentage, there are diligent planners. They are going for it. And the likelihood of them achieving that goal, in my opinion, is that they are more likely to achieve the goals if they are diligent planners by writing it down, by putting a strategy and action steps. So if you do these things, in my humble opinion, and all the studies that I've done, writing your goal down, not just setting a goal, but writing it down, putting an action step or strategies and action steps behind it, you are more likely to achieve that goal. From thought to action. So thinking about it is not going to make it happen. Well, I just thought about it and it should come to fruition. Folks, that does not work. Doesn't work, right? It's okay for you to think it. It's okay for you to just, okay, I'm going to think it and it's going to happen. No, you got to put some action behind it, right? You got to write it down. The Bible talks about this, right? Write it down and make it plain. So we have to write things down. I like what Alfreda said, and shout out to Erica. Erica says, "Hey Patrick, thank you." I like what Alfreda says here. She says, "In my opinion, create a vision board and read it every day." Well, Alfreda, I was going to talk about that in terms of a vision board. So I'm going to really compare the two because the two kind of matches up. But let's go on a little further here because I really want to have you understand the importance of setting goals, writing it down in order to, and then putting it into action in order to achieve what you set forth to achieve. So if you have not yet, so the next couple of minutes, I'm going to spend really going into that form that you can download. Again, look in the description of the show and you'll see the link which says goal setting worksheet. Click on that link and it's free. I'm not charging you for it. It's free because I want to see you succeed. I want to see you write your goals down. I want to see you move towards those goals, right? I want to see you achieve what you desire to have for this year. I don't want to see you taking any chances on it. I don't want to see you winging anything, right? I want to see you writing it down. And then, as Alfreda says, a vision board. So you can have the actual pictures of what you want to achieve. But I want to not just have the pictures. I want you to actually have the words so you can match the pictures with the plan. So the vision board is more of the picture side, right? I've done that. But now I want to take it a step further, is actually writing it down specifically what you want to achieve. So if it is a personal goal, whatever that personal goal is, I want you to write it down and be very specific. So if we look at the worksheet, the worksheet talks about the goals, the what. That is the what. What do you want to achieve? And as we look at the what, I want you to be very specific about it. So look at the 5 areas that I've listed. What is your personal goal? Right? What is your what is your spiritual goal? What is your financial goal? If you're focusing and you do a lot of work in a community, what is your community goal? Right? So you can change that in terms of what is your given goal? And then what is your business or professional goal? So for each specific category, I want you to write down a goal for each category. What is your personal goal? What is your financial goal? How much do you want to make for 2024? If you are in business, what are your revenues? What is your revenue, or what is your net amount that you like to make for 2024? Spiritually, what is your goal spiritually? It could be that you need to pray more. It could be that you need to read the word more. You want to get closer to God, right? So what is your spiritual goal? Be very specific. What is it? What is it? Be very specific about it. Attach a date to it. Meaning by December 31st, 2024, I would have achieved A, B, C, D. Be very specific, right? Specific, concrete, measurable, and time bound. Give it a time associated with it. I know we did this. We were doing an exercise, and Erica's group, the Virtual Summiteers, and we were going through Erica Access, what we like to achieve in 2024. So we were going through this exercise, and I asked the group to be very specific. Don't say, okay, I want to achieve this. Well, what do you want to achieve? Right? What do you want to achieve? And then we challenge each other. How are you going to do that? What are your strategies? So the strategy is the how. The goal is the what. The strategy is the how. How are you going to achieve it? So if someone says, I want to be healthy, all right? I want to be healthier in 2024. What does that mean? What does being healthier mean? Be very specific about it. What does that mean? And then the next one is how. How are you going to get there? What is your strategy of getting there? So your strategy is generally a general course of action that you're going to take in order to get you to your goal. So what is your strategy? So if your goal is to become healthier, right? Meaning what? Be very specific about it. What is your strategy? How are you going to get there? So I'm going to achieve my goal by doing what? Eating healthier food, right? More sleep. Drinking more water. That's a general course of action. So eating healthier, getting rid of the sugars, drinking more water, getting more sleep. That's your general course of action. Then the next step now is the action steps. Remember, from the study that I told you that we just talked about in terms of the study from Gallup, of all the goal setters, most goal setters fall into the 2 groups, and it stated that 34% will wing it. They're not going to write anything down, no action steps, no strategies. And then 32% describe themselves as diligent planners, writing it down. So we talked about the goal, the strategy. Now, what are your action steps? The action steps are the details, the specific details that you're going to attach to each step, right? So let's say that we talked about We are going to um, eat better, right? We're going to exercise more or exercise. Maybe you haven't exercised in a long time. So one of your strategy is to do what? Exercise. Another strategy is to drink water on a daily basis. Another strategy is more sleep. So let's take that now and take it as an action step. What specifically are you going to do as it relates to sleep? How much sleep? What is the detail? So you got to break it down. Each day, I am going to get 6 to 7 hours of sleep per day. That's the level of detail you want to get to. When we talk about drinking water, be more specific about drinking water. The strategy is drinking water, but how much water are you going to drink? How often are you going to drink that? Let's look at Andreas. Shout out to Andreas. Diligent planners. Okay, is that you? Let's see here. How specific should it be? Be very specific, Andreas. Be very specific. So if it is drinking water, how much water are you going to drink on a daily basis, right? Is it 64 ounces? Is it 134 ounces? How much water are you going to drink on a daily basis? Extremely diligent and extremely specific. When it comes to working out, I want you to take a deep dive. Exercise. What does that mean? When are you going to exercise? How often? Okay, so you're going to exercise as a strategy. Your action step now is going to be I'm going to exercise 3 to 4 days per week. That's one, right? Drill down further. How many hours? How much time are you going to spend at the gym? What are you going to be doing? So each day, if it's 3 to 4 days per week, each day, drill down further. I'm going to spend 45 minutes to an hour of working out in a gym. Each day, assign a part of the body that you're going to work on. Be very specific, folks. Write it down. Assign yourself a task. Okay, so day one, I'm going to work on my legs, right? What exercise are you going to do for your legs? Day two, I'm going to work on my abs. What exercises are you going to do in terms of your abs? Day three, I'm going to do cardio. Specifically, what type of cardio? Are you going to walk? Are you going to run? Are you going to use a Stairmaster? Are you going to use a treadmill? I want you to be very specific with your action steps. Your goals are too important for you to just wing it. If it comes to finances, how much money are you going to, what is your goal? What are you going to do to get there? I question folks all the time. Okay, if you have a business, and we used to, we did this in sales all the time. We're talking about your activity, have an activity driven model. If you are going to, if your goal is to make X amount of dollars per year, what is your strategy? What are your action steps? What is your activity? What type of activity are you going to employ? Well, I'm going to make X amount of calls per day. I'm going to make, in terms of prospecting, I'm going to prospect on a daily basis to get X amount of clients, right? So if your goal is to, if you are in business, and we know that while in business, our businesses depend on clients. So how many clients are you going to target for 2024? How many clients are you going to target each month, each week? From those targets, how many calls are you going to make? How many referrals? So I want you to be very specific in your action steps. Don't leave your goals to chance, folks. Don't wing it. I want you to be as specific as possible. And then come at the end of the year or whenever you set that goal and that time frame, Review it. The thing here is to review your goals continuously. Put them in front of you that you can see it. Every place that you look, make sure that you have your goals well positioned. So if you are using a board, a vision board, put the vision board up. Don't wait. Start to cut things out now. I remember some years back, I had a vision board. I put a certain car on the vision board, but I also backed it up with some goals. By such and such time, this is how I would like to have this car. But I'll tell you now, by putting that picture up, I didn't get the actual car, but guess what? I had 3 of the same model car, not the actual car, because that car went out of style. They stopped making that car. But by me putting the picture and writing it down, I achieved that over and over again because I was very specific about it. I don't want you to be winging it. These things are too important. Some people say, well, Patrick, I don't believe in setting goals. Okay. That's okay. I'm not going to force you to set goals. That's your choice. That's your choice. But I know the importance of setting goals. If you are a believer, what did the Bible say? The Bible talks about what? Writing it down and making it clear. So I believe in it. I know it. I know others have done it. So if you choose not to, that is okay. I can't force you to do that, right? But I encourage you to take the time to sit down and set the goals. Use the worksheet that I have. If you go again to our description, you will see the link to the worksheet. Grab the worksheet. Go for it. I encourage you. In the coming weeks, we're going to be talking about one of the goals that I've set in terms, and that goal, one of the goals is to serve you more, to serve our customers more, to serve our viewers and listeners more. So one of the goals, one of the strategies in terms of helping you to and helping to serve you more is through our coaching. So we're going to be rolling out our group coaching coming up here. We'll actually start that in February, but we're going to roll it out where you can enroll in our group coaching. And the sessions will begin in February. And it's going to be tailored to helping you to achieve your goal. We'll be talking about specific strategies and helping you to align your unique strengths and circumstances and helping you to achieve your goal. The first thing that we do, whether it's group coaching or one-on-one coaching, the first thing that we do is to have you write your goals down. We ask for 1 or 2 goals. What do you hope to achieve by engaging or endeavoring in investing in you as far as coaching? You've heard me talk about the difference between training and coaching. You can go back to our YouTube channel under the Jackman Group, and you will see that. So you can go to YouTube under the Jackman Group LLC, and you'll see one of the episodes I've talked about training versus coaching. But we're going to be launching our group coaching program in February, and I encourage you to be part of that. But that's one of my goal is to serve you more in 2024, to help you achieve your goals. And one of the strategy is by using or utilizing our coaching program to help you do that. So I'm excited, folks. I'm excited about 2024. Are you excited? If you're excited, just drop it in the chat. If you're excited about it, put it in the chat, right? I want to hear, maybe in the coming episodes, I'll bring you on and have you talk about some of your goals. and how we can help you achieve those goals. Next week, I have an exciting guest coming on, and it's my better half, and she's going to be talking about what are some of the things that people experience. See, I thought that um, people experience not so good things, right? That are problems that people may go through. I thought it was between um, the holidays, Thanksgiving, and Christmas holidays in terms of anxiety, and but she's going to be talking more about some of the things that happens in the beginning of the year, because we want to do so much at the beginning of the year. We want to become the best person that we can be. So we put so much stress on ourselves. We want to become better than we were in the previous years. So I'm going to bring her on, and she's going to be talking about that, and some of the things that we can do as individuals to be the best that we can be. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about interviewing her, and what she's found in her years of practice, and she's going to be giving you some tips and ideas as to how can you be the best you in 2024, right? Because we're going to take this thing to another level in 2024. You deserve 2024. You deserve the best that you can be, and you will get that. And our job is to help you get there, whatever that goal is. Whatever your goals are, we want to help you get there. We want to help you become a better you, a better version of yourself in 2024. So whatever goals that you have, personal, spiritual, financial, right? Community goals that you may have, business or professional, marriage goals, whatever goals that you have, we want to serve you to help you get to where you want to go, from thought to action. But it all starts with you. It all starts with you making a decision that this year I'm going to be a better version of myself in 2024. So I encourage you to join us in this journey. Join us as we move forward and accomplishing the things that we need to accomplish. And accomplishing the goals, making sure that our goals are aligned, making sure that we move forward in our purpose, and making sure that we are better this year than we were last year. So join me on this journey. Join us on this journey. We have some exciting things coming forth in this month in January and in February. So would you join us in making sure that we take each other to the next level? So that's it for now, folks. I hope to see you next Thursday, next week. If you're watching this in replay, drop something in the chat. For those that are watching it live, thank you. Thank you again for another year of the 30. May God bless you and your family. We look forward to seeing you on next week. Peace.